let's get into the real story is that the console wars are over, ladies and gentlemen. Xbox, for those of you who don't know, Microsoft have announced that they are releasing first-party titles onto PlayStation.
I don't think it's gonna. Did they say it's gonna be all of them though?
No.
I don't think it's gonna be all
They named
of
some
them.
heavy.
They named
bangers.
a few ones. They named like the one thing I'm definitely buying again is motherfucking Hi-Fi Rush. Shout out to Hi-Fi Rush, guys. If you haven't played that game, you're an absolute buffoon.
Love that game.
Just saying. But yeah, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
Didn't they said they wanted to get out of the fucking console? They've been trying to get out of the console business forever, bro. Microsoft don't want that shit. Microsoft don't want no Xbox. They don't want no Xbox division.
No.
Yeah.
Didn't they almost cut them off?
I think the Game Pass is cooking for them so hard that they're just so confident that they can just be like, well, here, guys, just take some games that we already have for free because you're not going to pay for it on PlayStation. You're going to pay for the Game Pass. And if you do pay for it on PlayStation, we pocket some of that.
And didn't we say this like a month ago or something that like
Yep.
Xbox is
I'm
they
pretty
just
sure
gonna
we
take
called
Game Pass and be like, we out. Fuck a box. Put Game Pass on everything, put their games on everything. I look, I don't have a problem with that because we are already on PC anyway, right? So we're already getting the benefits of not owning an Xbox, but we get Game Pass and all those other games and shit, so whatever. But I just wonder how that's gonna work like monetarily. Cause you know, are they technically going to eventually go like third party? Nah. Because PC is still Microsoft, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they probably they got their hand in everything anyway. So I don't know.
I don't even think they know where exactly they're gonna go.
They don't.
I think they're
Yeah.
open to the idea of doing that, which is why they're doing this little test
Mm-hmm.
run of Hi-Fi Rush. Which, to be honest, that game needs a lot more sales for how good it is. So
Yeah, it was a
I'm
few things.
actually-
It was high first. It was like 5 or 6 games that they
Well,
announced.
let's see.
Starfield, right?
Starfield is rumored. Hi-Fi Rush is confirmed. Indiana Jones is also confirmed. Starfield is rumored.
That's most likely
and I believe a Sea of Thieves is being considered as well.
Interesting.
And then one of the really out there rumors is that Halo was coming.
That would be godlike. But you know what's interesting about the games, about some of these games though? Microsoft games are like, they're kind of, I don't want to say popular, but games like Sea of Thieves, right? Sea of Thieves is a pretty popular game, but I'm pretty sure that game is more popular on PC than it is on Xbox.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure their biggest player base is on
Yeah.
PC for sure.
I don't know. Like I could have just pulled that out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure I've heard more people playing it on PC than on Xbox. And like having that game on multiple consoles, I think would be really cool. That game, even like Halo, the one thing that's keeping Halo back is the fact that it's always trapped on Xbox, man. Like Halo, I feel personally Halo could have been, you know, we had this zeitgeist of like FPS, like COD was already a thing, right? But we had Fortnite fucking rose up, fucking Apex rose up, all these other games, Warzone, Call of Duty, all these games, all these battle royales, CS2, Valorant. And then it's like, damn, what happened to the big boy? What happened to Grandpa fucking Halo, man? Like Halo was the innovator. Halo was the reason why we had FPS fucking esports and shit and fucking CS. So it's like, it's crazy that Halo has always suffered because it's just been trapped on a motherfucking Xbox, bro. So that being multi-plat, that would make that I feel like is a good move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I feel it would be a good move, but like, what's the status of Halo Infinite? Are they even updating the game anymore?
I don't know, but I feel like they should just leave that game behind and just make a new Halo. We need a new Halo. Add a battle royale mode that everybody's been fucking wanting, which whatever. I don't know. They could put Halo. They could just take Halo Infinite and put it on other shit.
Halo's still getting updates. Didn't you see the Black History Month update?
Yeah, shut up, please. Shut up. Just shut up.
I'm sorry, I had to bring it up, but I thought it was fake. I thought it was a meme, but it was actually real.
Yeah,
but
I wish it was fake.
They're still updating Halo Infinite as like a game of service, like kind of like
a lot of people still playing it.
Season pass slash like kind of like a lot of people still play it. They have skins and all that stuff they add to it. People love it. I mean, with good reason. It's a good multiplayer game. I just think like
The campaign's really good.
The campaign's good. I think I think it needs more content to maintain a higher player base, but I think there's the loyalists that are out there that are still continuing.
It just needs to stay relevant. Halo lately, like Halo always was good at staying relevant before last generation, before the Xbox One basically killed that shit. Like Halo would have like seasonal fucking updates, like game modes, or adding new game modes all the fucking time. Like the esports like focus was always popping. Like I don't know, man. Halo, ever since, I don't want to say it's Bungie, Microsoft kind of shifted gears towards, well, that was weird, kind of shifted towards Gears, right, as their main like first party shooter. You could definitely tell because Gears fucking 4 and 5, those were like,
era,
yeah, those were huge,
so strong.
Yeah, but like 360 era was like Halo, and then after that it was like Gears 4 and 5 that
you
just kind of took over.
Tailored off. I think it started Halo.
Nah,
it started with
Gears
Halo
Judgment
3,
sucked.
but then 4 or 5.
No, I'm saying like the 360 generation. That's what I'm saying. Halo basically ran the 360 generation, and then they shifted more towards Gears when the Xbox One dropped. Because with the Xbox One have Halo 5, which wasn't really that great. So I don't know. That was also when Bungie dipped out, so they probably had a lot to.
You know what though? They could probably just start with just the Halo collection, right? And then put those out there.
With the Master Chief collection.
That would be godlike. Yeah, because it's funny
that
because I'm pretty sure there's more people playing the Master Chief collection than fucking Infinite. Because Master Chief collection is fucking fire.
They could start. Here's what they could do. They could start with Halo Infinite multiplayer and the Master Chief collection, where it's like, hey, you want to play our modern multiplayer and play the old Halo games? Here you go. And then release Halo Infinite campaign like at a later date.
And it's very weird to think about an era where Halo is like, it's not the least popular shooter, but it's not one of the top like 3. It's crazy, man.
Just washed.
Halo just, literally just washed, bro. It's crazy. Halo is the reason why we have all these motherfucking FPS games. Halo and Call of Duty. Those are like two fucking titans.
Like LeBron James right now, right? It's just like he's still in the league playing with kids of his former rivals.
It was COD and Halo, bro. What was it? COD, Halo, Gears.
Yep.
Like, sheesh.
Oh my God.
The fuck happened?
That being said, Sea of Thieves still has at least 6,000 players daily. That's
pretty cool.
Outrageous.
And it's only going to get more if they just put it on PS.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna revitalize that game. It's gonna revitalize the community, especially like if they enable crossplay. A lot of this shit should have the caveat of having crossplay enabled, though. I think that should be a big part of the whatever contract or anything like that. It's like, hey, these games have to have crossplay. I think
Oddly enough,
that will make things crazy.
This question always comes up when we talk about this, right? But like, what the fuck are they? They really must not be interested in selling the fucking home consoles anymore. Like, they're really trying to get out of selling boxes, apparently.
I think so.
Like,
we talked about this, man. I think they're trying to get a... Yeah. No, go ahead.
Because what's the point?
I think they just realized that PC is their console. So why divide up their audience?
I think they just realized that we're rapidly moving into this digital only space, and we don't need physical boxes for things. Like, put the Game Pass app on shit, right? Put your downloadable games on shit. Doesn't matter where it's at, and then just call it a day. Like, I'm still surprised that people, I think it was Sony that said it, that they're still going to be making an actual physical box next generation. I'm like, why, man? Like, just fucking, I don't know. Obviously, the technology is not there yet to have like full cloud shit, right? It's not. Well, it's there, but it's not there for. It's not there to make it like to just demand that be the status quo, right? Like, but I don't know. It's just weird to think about because you still think, what's the point of owning an Xbox console at this point, right? Like, what the fuck is the point?
Right.
There's no point.
I look at my PC. That's my Xbox. Because I got the Game Pass.
That's how I look at it.
But to them, what the fuck? Yeah, but of course that's us. But like to them, what the fuck is the point of selling that box, bro? Like, I guess the point of selling the box is to get motherfuckers into Game Pass. Like, I don't know.
I think I stand by my point of when they initially released the Series X and the Series S, and they differentiated between those two, and they had those financial plans. It really is for the people who cannot afford a PC but want to get into gaming, and they could just buy a box that'll get them in, and they get the Game Pass,
And then they
have
got Game
access
Pass,
to
yeah.
a huge fucking library of games, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, they can still do that. I've said this multiple times across multiple episodes, where I really think what they need to do is just have that Xbox game stick, this Xbox fucking
Yeah.
drive,
Like a little Fire
and just have
Stick,
like
yeah.
a $30. Listen, people will pay $30, maybe
Absolutely.
even $50 for a high-end USB where it has all kinds of like whatever USB speeds it needs to, where they could just plug it into the back of their TV, because all TVs comes with USB ports now, and then they could stream cloud service games, Game Pass, do what they need.
Bro,
to do.
I will be on that shit in an instant but like I already have a TV that has like the apps, the Steam Link, the Game Pass, all that shit. Like I will be on that shit in a second. Like that shit, I don't know, man. Like I want Xbox to do more. I'm sure they're doing it behind the scenes, but I want that full blown. I say this all the time, right? But I want that cloud, bro. Like I want a fully functioning actual like cloud gaming experience, bro, where I could just hop on a game, bloop, blah, you know what I'm saying? Like turn that game off, pick another game, like a Netflix. Like that to me is ideal. I know everybody wants their physical this. I know, I get it, but the convenience to me outweighs all that shit. And that will be dope. And I feel like that's what they're trying to. I feel like that's what they've been trying to do. But it's hard to get people to adjust to that, right? It's hard to get people away from the boxes. Like it's gonna feel really weird, right? When we have console generations and we don't get a fucking big ass box delivered to our house, right? Open that shit up, turn the console on for the first time. It's gonna feel really weird. So I don't know. It's gonna be hard to make that transition. So and I feel like they're doing it slowly. Like they're kind of like weaning us into it. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sony had something, and it was kind of the thing is it lacked because not enough. It was weird, right? Like Sony again was ahead of the curve, I think, in this. They had the PlayStation TV, where it was a little box that was basically a Vita. It was a Vita interface and everything. You connected it to your TV. You had access to all games, downloadable and cloud-based through that box, and you could actually play games. All you needed was that box and a controller, and that was it.
Too bad it
I
was
think
crap.
it was just it was shit, because the infrastructure that was years ago. We're talking about like maybe like at least over 6 years ago.
It was a cool concept.
Yeah,
it was definitely a cool concept. Yeah.
I think if they tried that again though, now.
Yeah, but the thing is, that thing would have to play everything. It would have to play PS5 games, right? That's what I want. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. That's what I want in the future. I want something like that, little tiny little box. Put that shit, fucking, plug that shit into the TV. Boom, right? Have access to everything, cloud, everything. Fucking, I'm trying to think. Did that play games off of? Was it cloud based? It was cloud based, or did you download the games onto an SD card or something?
I don't remember. It might
I'm
have
pretty
been
sure
both.
it had like an SD card or something.
I'm pretty sure it had super accessibility, right? Because it had the same kind of functionality of
it had Vita. Yeah, it had a memory card slot, and
because it was a
the
sizable
digital
thing.
store.
It wasn't
Yeah.
a USB stick. It was a little sizable thing. My dad had one, and I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
actually pretty cool. Like, because I was like looking at it, and I was like,
Yeah, it had HDMI and USB or whatever. Yeah, it had the memory card slot, so you could play whatever games you had on your Vita memory card on that shit. And it had the this thing had a fucking Ethernet port, but the Switch didn't. Crazy.
That's
wild.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What?
no comment.
Oh,
This thing had an Ethernet port on it. This little tiny thing. That's wild.
But Nintendo was like, nah.
Yeah. That's
no, we can't fit it.
Wow. Yeah, we can't fit it, but this thing has HDMI, USB, memory card slot, power fucking adapter port, and come on, bro.
Bro, this thing's selling for 169. No way.
Nice.
How much was it on release? That shit's crazy. Yeah,
It was
nice.
wasn't it like 200? It was the same price as a Vita, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, so you could definitely play games off of it, not
Yeah.
streaming them.
Or was it 100? Wasn't that shit cheap as fuck? I think it was like, I think it was cheap.
It was
That was
100. It was
cheaper than the
$100.
Vita.
It's
Yeah,
more
it was
expensive now
$100.
because it's hard to attain. But
Yeah, it was cheap.
again, another technology that was ahead of its time. If you look at a lot of Sony shit that didn't maybe do well, like if you try and buy it now because it's like, oh, this is super applicable now, it's more expensive now because of that.
Bro, $100
right?
to be able
Like
to have your whole Vita library.
Try and buy a Vita right now.
Yeah,
try and buy a Vita and try and buy a PlayStation TV. They're more expensive than when they dropped.
I think I'm gonna buy that just to have one. I want to buy it just for the novelty of it. I might cop.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fabulous piece of technology, right? Like it's just like the thing is like the infrastructure only gets better. So it only gets better as the infrastructure gets better because you have access to the things that it was trying to do earlier.
To be fair, Sony was the first one to introduce the PlayStation Now as well. So like they're doing things. They're ahead of the curve on things, but like they just don't execute properly. So I don't know.
It's all gonna come to execution.
Yeah.
Like PlayStation Now is dope. Like I was about a month ago, I was trying out the PC app. And it works pretty well, but you know, as we always say, it depends on your internet, right? So what works well for me might not work well for the majority of other people. So that's the only issue.
Yeah, the US is not there yet in terms of good internet. Just
yeah.
I mean, certain places are. I don't know how Florida has good internet. I'm still pondering that every day of my life.
I mean, internet's gonna vary state by state, provider by provider. But as far as the overall statement of this goes, it's like, how do you guys feel about just like that statement of potentially the console wars being over? Do you think that shit's gonna be?
They never
over?
Existed to me because I never cared.
People,
yeah,
it still existed. I remember back in the day
super tribal,
in school.
Bro. Like,
it's super lame.
Tribal. That still exists now.
I always thought it was lame. Cause like obviously that's just me, but like I always tried to have every console because I like every type of game, right? So I feel like if you're dedicated to one console, you just don't like games. You like very specific things, and that's fine, right? But I'll never understand that because it'll always be the people that just be like, yeah, man, I love Xbox. Or yeah, I only love PlayStation. They don't even play anything that's exclusive. They just play like 2K or COD. And it's like, you can just play those on both. So why are you like a fanboy of either one when you have a game that you can just play on both? Like now obviously you had the people that are like, yeah, man, PlayStation has better exclusive, blah, 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 which is a valid argument, right? Now it's a valid argument. And it's like, so who the fuck cares? The smart people are on PC.
I think it was a valid argument back then as well.
Like,
certain consoles have certain exclusives.
The thing about console wars to me is that it drove the actual competition back in the day. Because you remember how big of a deal it was when 360 dropped and they announced that Tekken was going to be on 360, fucking Final Fantasy 13 was going to be on 360, all these crazy ass RPGs were going to be on 360. We were like, damn, that's the end of an era, man. Like, we wasn't getting Final Fantasy on anything except for fucking PlayStation back then. I mean, I kind of went full circle, right? Because now we're back to it being exclusive.
We're right back to status quo.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like in that respect, the console wars were, kind of advantageous. But nowadays, it's like, who even cares? The Xbox is doing their own thing. Fucking Nintendo's doing their own shit. Sony, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then we have just PC right in the middle, right? So I feel like as people gradually started migrating towards PC, the console wars became less and less relevant. Because like the smart people that don't care, you know where we at. We gonna wait for the PC ports, and they're gonna be better than the console most of the time. Most of the time, they're better than the consoles, right? Not every time.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm still considering it now. Like I have a 2070 Super, which is supposed to be on par with a PS5, and I will still consider any games that come out now. I will prefer to get them on PC because I'm used to the tinkering and I could tailor it and make it look the way I want it to look.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be better. Yeah, it's gonna run better most of the time. Yeah.
But that's me though. I understand that that's not the consensus, right? Like the casuals,
I want the console wars to be over,
they
bro.
don't want that. They want to just plug and play.
The part of the console wars that I just want to be over is the stupid people that just come out of nowhere on Twitter and just be bashing shit for no reason. Be like, yeah, man, this game looks like crap. Knowing damn well the game don't look like crap. Like, they just say shit like that because they can't get it because they want to be loyal to whatever the fuck piece of plastic you want to fucking be loyal to.
I've always hated the graphics comparison videos because as the years went by, all them shits look exactly
everything looks the same, bro.
The same.
Like, come on, man. Like, the graphics argument, like, what the fuck, bruh? The argument for that I thought was funny was when Hi-Fi Rush came out. This was hilarious to me because I agreed. They were like, man, Xbox got this whack ass cartoony game, and I was like, yeah, we got like The Last of Us fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 remakes. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's when it starts getting silly to me. Like, not every game needs to look like a goddamn Last of Us, Uncharted, whatever the fuck. Like, come on, man. Hi-Fi Rush is one of those exclusives where I'm like, okay, I'm proud of them for taking a risk on that.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, no, Hi-Fi Rush was definitely.
I feel like I keep talking about that game.
It's a great.
Well,
I
because
mean,
it needs to be talked about.
I still have to play it.
Let's be honest.
I think I bring that game up once every podcast.
I mean, that game, dude, that game was great. Like, it had a great story, great animation, great like characters, great music, great.
Yeah, not to Sony ponies, right? That's what they call them.
And
Sony ponies.
Wow.
That's what they call them, Sony ponies. Sony ponies and the Xbots.
Well, yeah, the Xbots. What was that?
Yeah.
I mean, I have Hi-Fi Rush for my Steam Deck, which I'm so happy I got. But to play it on my TV and stuff, it was going to be fun, which I have done with my Steam Deck anyway. But that game deserves more love because it's just locked in that one. Like, you either play on a PC or you play on the Xbox, and it's kind of like everyone should play this game.
Yeah.
So,
and
nice
it's
hear.
a new IP, and it's hard for
Yeah.
new IPs to do well. And I don't want them to think like this shit was a failure all those years, them working on this game, taking a chance on this game instead of doing a horror movie again or horror game again. Like this was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah. So that's why we bring it up. Go play the fucking game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fuck a console war, bro. Just give me good games and call it a day. Like, I don't give a fuck, man.
That's
You know
true.
what? And here's what's interesting. Now, it's not just us who gravitated towards PC. Developers are starting to gravitate towards PC as well. Like they're starting to care about their
because they
ports.
realize that
that's
fucking
funny.
that there's millions of fucking people on PC and they're missing out on millions of dollars. That's why.
What's up,
Not
Power
only-
World?
Yeah,
Not only
right.
that, though, not only that, it's just the infrastructure of development where it's like a majority of these consoles now, the way the development process is gone as far as hardware is concerned.
It's very similar to
It's
PC
that
now.
they're getting very similar to PC because
Mm-hmm.
now they're basically like mini PCs that they're building, and so they're having the abilities where it was just simply playing games. Now you have a stream box essentially where you're streaming video, you have a multimedia platform where you're downloading games, you're playing your games on disc, and you're also streaming videos, apps, and all kinds of things. So they have to function as mini PCs now.
Japan was also pretty late to the PC like craze, so a lot of people in Japan are playing things on PC now anyway. So that's that's pretty much a major contributor.
Yeah, it's
And
changing
obviously
the entire
a
shape of the
lot of
market.
people in the West are on PC and they're like, oh shit, this is an untapped market. That what the fuck are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I think
obviously
Power World, is definitely
Grand
shaking
Blue,
things up.
like the fact that
Yeah.
like Power World,
Grand
Power
Blue-
World, I get right because you know I feel like that could have been on anything. It could have been on PS5. It probably would have done super fucking well, right? Could have been on Switch. It would have because it looks like the argument still stands. It looks like Pokemon. That shit would have sold anywhere. But Grand Blue is a bigger surprise to me because no one in the West knows what the motherfucking Grand Blue is. Like,
didn't.
unless you were into it, like I was into it before, like no one knows what the fuck that is. But the fact that it did so well on PC especially is crazy. I'm just glad the PC port is good. Shout outs to them, man, because they could have easily fucked that shit up. Like,
Thank you so much.
yeah, great game, crack. And it's like,
crack.
I really want. I understand Sony has like this thing where they gotta pay. Like they got every Japanese game, they gotta fucking pay and get that shit on their thing. I get it because that's always been Sony, right? When it comes to like the Japanese market, it's fun. That's fine. It makes sense. But I want shit like this where I could just be like, yo, I was gonna get it on PS5 if the PC port was trash, right? But I like having the option to be like, maybe the PS5 version is gonna be a little bit better. Oh wait, maybe my friends might play it on PS5, so I was gonna get it on PS5, right? So that's one of those things. Actually, this goes back to like the console war thing, right? Where you would expect a game like Grand Blue to do better on a PlayStation console than an Xbox, right? Because you kind of think about the audiences. You kind of think
Japanese
about games
audience
like Hi-Fi Rush.
notoriously does well with
I wonder if
PlayStation.
Hi-Fi Rush would have done better on a PlayStation than it did on an Xbox.
It might have.
I feel like
For
it would have,
sure.
right?
For sure.
Yeah, I feel like
Because I
it
feel like PlayStation owners, even though we keep getting The Last of Us, whatever, I feel like the majority of PlayStation owners are more open-minded towards certain types of games, right? Like, there's a reason why the majority of JRPGs and RPGs in general are on PlayStation. Because people buy it on there, right? So I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know. Console wars are a little weird, man.
I think
now that I'm thinking about it,
It's always
the
been
whole
weird.
thing was Steam Deck kind of changed the game because it's basically a handheld PC, and for certain games like JRPGs are really nice to just have in your hand to play.
yeah, but I don't really think that's a minority of people. I don't really think that has an effect on anything else. Like,
I
that's
think handheld PCs are something that's changing the market now.
Yeah.
I think that's a developing thing where, because once it was honestly, it was the niche handheld PCs that cost thousands of dollars, and then the Steam Deck dropped at an affordable price, and now that market is booming where people are just trying to get things that are affordable in your hands.
I don't think we're gonna see that kind of. I don't think we're gonna see the impact from those on.
I think it's just
things
gonna continue
until
to
the
grow.
Switch comes out.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not. I
once
don't
the
think it's a
Switch comes
market that's
out-
going away though.
Yeah, once the Switch 2 comes out and we see how powerful that is, and then we start seeing like the Steam Deck 2 and seeing like this this trend of like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of those games like on the Switch, obviously I don't want to, provoke the Nintendo ninjas, but I personally, if I have the choice to emulate a Switch game on a Steam Deck or play it on a native Switch, you best believe I'm gonna emulate that motherfucker, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like that, having that thought in the back of your head, if you do own a Steam Deck, right? I feel like having that thought in the back of your head is actually pretty monumental. But I don't really think that has an impact on like consoles, because think about it, a PlayStation owner doesn't care about a Steam Deck, an Xbox owner doesn't care about a Steam Deck, a PC owner might, right?
True.
So I don't know. But to be honest, I want that market to come back because I love fucking handhelds, bro. Like, I love the fucking 3DS and the Vita and all these other. I own like every fucking Nintendo handheld. I love those shit.
Well,
But-
it looks like
It looks like
looks
it
like
might.
we're entering the second.
Yeah,
age of
Sony. It
handhelds.
leaked. Sony and Microsoft are fucking might be working on one. Interesting. I don't know what they would. We had this conversation like last week, right? Like, I don't. What the fuck are they gonna put on that thing, man? Those
I think
things.
they're
That's a waste of
shooting for
money,
the
man.
handheld PC market. I think
That's a
they're shooting
waste,
for
I think.
that, and
For what?
yeah.
To play
listen,
console games on that you could just.
That's what I think they're trying to go for, and like it's a niche market, so I mean it depends.
Exactly.
On what they're
It's a niche
attributing
market, so
the
why?
budget for? Yeah, exactly. I think it's a risk reward and budget to budget. Like how much can they earn versus how much are they gonna pay to produce these things, right? Because people are gonna buy them, but like how many? You know what I mean? Like
For Xbox, it makes
ultimately, how
sense.
many?
Put Game Pass on Game Pass accessibility on the
Xbox makes
handheld,
sense, yeah, for sure.
right? Have the Xbox, what is it? The Game Pass Ultimate Cloud, whatever. Have that shit on there, fine.
With that being
PlayStation, I
said,
don't understand.
It could make sense for Sony if they did it correctly.
If their shit wasn't
because
garbage.
this fucking Portal was
Yeah,
garbage.
why did they
because
do
it
that?
It had
Like-
no special sauce for their
Yeah, that's why it's just
remote
confusing
play.
to me. It's
It
very
should
confusing.
absolutely do remote play better than any other device out there because it's tailor made for that.
And it should have cloud streaming on it. That should be a given. Like,
Yeah,
the fact
and
that there's
it-
no
and it
cloud streaming on it
doesn't.
is why.
Huge miss. Huge miss.
They just put it out as a fucking litmus test, bro. I feel like they didn't put that thing out to sell.
Yeah.
I feel like they put it out there to gauge. I don't know, or
I mean, they
to
must
get
have
like a
found something
return
because now
on
they're
some
making
R
a
and D.
handheld, right?
They spend too much money on R and D trying to make their handheld, so they're like, let's just put out this fucking prototype and get money off of it.
Perhaps.
Like, I don't know, man.
It's looking like that. As far as console
yeah.
wars, though, like I think going back to it, I
Fuck
think a
fanboys.
good, yeah, fuck fanboys. I stand by that. I think a good, like if you guys haven't watched the video, go back and watch the Digital Foundry video. I'll link it in the description, where they compare Gran Turismo 7 and the new Forza, and what John Linnerman does in that video. He puts out some screenshots as a poll. He did it while he was making the
Oh
video.
yeah, and if you can see
And
the
he was
difference
just
in,
like-
in the games, yeah,
he was
you
like,
can
so
tell
which
was
one is GT and which one is Forza?
Yeah,
and
I got it wrong.
majority of
I got 'em all
people
wrong.
got it wrong. I got 50-50. I got it half right, half wrong.
Yeah, well, that's because you played Gran Turismo,
That's true.
so
though.
you
That's
would
true.
recognize it. Yeah,
Gran Turismo was dope, by the way. I
Yeah.
fucking love that game. I like Forza too. There was things I liked about it that had nothing to do with the development of the game, but
Yeah.
that's another topic. But if you like that shows how silly the fucking console wars and fanboyism, tribalism, it all is, go watch that video. I'll link it in the description.
The
It's a
console
long
wars
one,
basically
but it's
boiled
well
down
worth
to which one spent more money on more exclusive. That's all it ever was. Like, and if you cared, you'd have both. That's all I'm saying. Like,
so fucking
so whatever.